Welcome to Mikab Model College online tutorial. We hope at the end of this lesson, you will have acquired the expected learning outcome. Sit down and listen attentively as we introduce.
Hello students, you are welcome to English class. I remain your English teacher, Mrs. Aminu Rukayat. Today we'll be looking at another type of noun. You all will agree with me that we have successfully treated nouns. But today we'll be looking at another type of noun, which is countable noun and uncountable noun. As their name implies, their difference lies in the number. A noun that can be counted with numbers is known as what? Countable noun. While the noun that cannot be counted is referred to uncountable noun. Now today we're going to look at how to use this countable noun and uncountable noun in a sentence. In English grammar, noun is countable and uncountable. Countable noun is things that can be counted. They are individual persons, animals, places, things, or ideas. All these things can be counted. Therefore, they are referred to as countable nouns. While uncountable nouns are not individual objects, so they cannot be what? Counted. So today we take a look at countable and uncountable nouns, and we're going to provide countable noun examples and uncountable noun example. Although these two noun types may seem challenging, you will soon discover that they are very easy to use. Now let us look at countable noun. Let us discuss countable noun in detail. What is countable noun? Anything that can be counted is a countable noun. We have 2 hours, we have 5 puppies, we have lots of oranges, we have students. All these can be counted. Countable nouns can occur in both singular and plural forms. They can be modified by numbers and can co-occur with qualifying determinants such as many, most, more, several, etc. So that is just the definition of countable noun. Now, when you're using countable noun, a singular verb must always go with what? A singular countable noun, as we have on the chalkboard. They occur in both singular and plural noun. Then a plural verb should go with what? A plural countable noun, as we have in the following example. 1. There are at least 20 restaurants in my area. The restaurants in that sentence has what? S. It is what? A plural. Therefore, it can be counted. Number 2 example. Mary took a lot of photographs when she went to the museum. When she went to the museum. Photographs there is what? A countable noun. Let's look at example 3. Your book is on the table. Table in that sentence is highlighted. That is to tell us that it is a countable noun. We can count table. It can be 1 table, 2 tables, 3 tables, so on and so forth. So table is an example of countable noun. Example 4. How many candles are on the birthday cake? Remember, I told us that countable nouns take singular and plural form. Don't be surprised that some of the nouns in that sentence carries s, while some do not have s. So how many candles are on the birthday cake? Candles is a plural noun. It is a countable noun. Example 5. You have several paintings to study in arts appreciation class. Painting is highlighted, class is also highlighted. These 2 nouns are example of countable noun. Now we can now move to uncountable noun and see the difference between countable and uncountable noun. Previously, I told us that things that cannot be counted are known as uncountable noun. Anything that cannot be counted is an uncountable noun. Even though uncountable nouns are not individual objects, they are always singular and they should take what? Singular form. They are always singular, and singular verbs must always be used in conjunction with the nouns. That is, uncountable nouns must use what? Must take singular form, because they cannot be counted. Now the following example will help us to tell the difference between countable noun and uncountable noun. In the following examples, we'll be looking at some of the nouns used that cannot be counted, but quantifiers help them. They are paired with what? Quantifiers. I did not have much sugar left. Much there is quantifying sugar. So much sugar is the right thing to use when we mention sugar, because sugar cannot be counted. Then second example, please take good care of your equipment. Equipment is an uncountable noun, so it takes a singular form and not equipment. Don't make the mistake of adding s to equipment. How much rice do you want? Uncountable nouns takes the interrogative expression how much, while countable noun takes the interrogative expression how many. How much rice do you want, and not how many rice do you want. When you say how many rice do you want, that means you have what? You are trying to place numbers on the rice. Can you give me some information about uncountable nouns? Some information is the right words to use. You can also use a piece of information. All these are quantifying the uncountable nouns we have in that sentence. Then the last example, there has been a lot of research into the causes of this disease. I did not say researches, but I said research. And we have a lot of in that sentence to also help the uncountable noun we have in the sentence. So having seen these examples, you can now differentiate between countable and uncountable noun. Now, in as much as we say that uncountable nouns take singular form, they can be paired with words expressing plural concepts. When you see an uncountable noun with a countable noun in a sentence, don't be confused. They can be paired with words expressing plural concepts. Example 1. There are 9 bags of garbage in the car. Bags is pluralized in that sentence. It is countable now. It can be counted. But in this case, it is helping the garbage we have in that, because garbage cannot be counted. So it is quantifying the noun garbage. Second example, try to drink at least 8 glasses of water each day. That is another example showing countable and uncountable noun used together. The third example, she gave me a useful piece of advice. A useful piece of advice can be pieces. You know, when we say piece, we refer to what? One. That is counted. It can be counted. And we can also say what? Pieces. So all these can be counted. But when we talk about advice, we don't have advices. Neither do we have an advice or an advice, but we have what? A useful piece of advice. A useful piece in that sentence is countable, while advice is uncountable. So you now see the way we can pair uncountable noun with words that express plural concepts. Then the fourth example, please buy a loaf of bread. A loaf there is quantifying the noun bread. A loaf is a countable and noun, while bread is what? An uncountable noun. We say a loaf of bread, not buy me a bread. Then the last example, a couch is a piece of furniture. Furniture should not be pluralized. Don't add s to furniture. Because at times, when we go through your works, some of your works, we see students writing furniture as furnitures. Maybe because you have them, there are many in your room, but you don't use many furnitures, but you use what? A piece of furniture. Thank you. So this is how uncountable noun can be paired with countable noun in a sentence. In summary, countable nouns can be counted with numbers. We have 2 hours, we have 5 puppies, we have students, we have a boy, we have 2 boys, we have 5 apples. All these items can be counted. Now, countable nouns take both singular and plural form. A boy is in the room. Boy there is in the singular form. Then we have 3 boys are in the room. 3 boys are in the plural form. Therefore, countable nouns take both singular form and plural form. 1 orange, 3 oranges. 1 car, 3 cars. All these take what? Singular and plural form, and they are countable nouns. Countable nouns use the interrogative expression how many. You know, when you are asked this question, how many, then you are expected to give what? Number. That is countable noun. How many students are in the class? Then you are expected to give the number of students in the class. So that is how countable nouns use the interrogative expression how many. Now let us look at uncountable nouns. Uncountable nouns cannot be counted with numbers. We cannot say informations. We can't say airs. We cannot say milks. All these cannot be counted. They are uncountable nouns. Now, but we can say a piece of information, like I told us when we were pairing uncountable nouns with countable noun. We can say a piece of advice. We can say, give me a glass of water. We can say, give me some water. Are we following? All right. Uncountable nouns take the singular form. In as much as we said that uncountable nouns are not individual objects, but they take what? Singular form. Then the last one is uncountable nouns use the interrogative expression how much and not how many. So we have come to the end of today's class. In our next class, we'll be looking at articles and how articles can be used with countable and uncountable noun. Thank you.